Welcome back. It's another edition of Wrestling in the Basement. What's going on? Thor and Brian back. Wrestling in the Basement. No Mercy. WWE No Mercy. Raw exclusive pay-per-view. This is weird. I can't hear out of one ear.
Really?
I can't. No, it's plugged. I swam today. Random. So, No Mercy. Let's get into it. Mm-hmm. We got no time. No time. The pre-show. Elias. It's not Elias Sampson. It's just Elias now, right? Just Elias? Whatever. Just Elias versus Apollo Crews. It was a decent match. It was a good way to get the show kicked off. It was a nice pre-show match.
Agree.
Apollo took the L, and Elias won. I agree with that. I'm cool with that. Although Titus Worldwide doesn't have a lot of wins under its belt.
No.
I mean, it had the Cruiserweight champion, but he lost it like the next match.
Yeah.
And we'll get to Cruiserweight stuff later. Do not worry about that. But the Elias Apollo Crews match, it was good. It was fine. It was, boom, main show. Miz versus Jason Jordan kicks off the show. I was actually surprised this kicked off the show.
Why?
I don't know. It's the IC title. It should maybe been a little bit further down the card. Maybe start Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, because there's nothing on the line.
Yeah, but realistically, number one, the match was solid.
It was a good match.
Number two, there's nothing wrong with starting with the belts. Bring the stakes right away. And honestly, it's better than not being defended or put into the pre-show like the Cruiserweight was
That's
for
true.
like ever.
Or like he was at SummerSlam, that wasn't even a title defense. So Miz retains, right decision. Jason Jordan shouldn't win it yet. He's still getting booed a little bit.
Well, and then he was ended with like I don't know, like not a cool, he wasn't very facey, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he's kind of a whiny bitch for my likings.
Well, and that's what I mean. It was like, you know how whenever Kurt comes out, they're like, oh, you suck, but they say it like lovingly. Well, Miz, you actually suck.
Yeah, he's bad on the mic,
I was
too.
like, ooh.
No, I'm not a big Jason Jordan guy. I mean, he puts on good matches.
Yeah,
I mean, he had a match versus Roman Reigns. He had a match versus John Cena that was solid. This match versus The Miz was solid. It's just kind of everything surrounding it I'm not interested in, so that kind of diminishes it for me. But then let's move on. Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt comes up second. I feel like it should have went first. This was a phenomenal match. Bray attacks Finn pre-match, and Finn looks like he's hurt, and he's walking away. Bray starts talking trash. Finn, throws the coat off, runs back to the ring. We had a good match. I like that spot where he trapped him in the apron using the, the awning thing. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's like a Fit Finley move. They even said it on the pay-per-view. Yeah. But that was great. There were just some awesome spots. The coup de grace onto the back of the head where he was, bent over was vicious looking. I honestly, for as much as this feud has maybe disappointed in a lot of places, this match was worth it.
Honestly, I don't know. People may say they're disappointed in this feud, but I like it so far. I think it's solid. I think the matches they put on are good.
You don't really watch week in and week out that often with the Raw.
Right, but I still catch enough of it to know what's going on. I just don't sit down and watch all of Raw every single night, but I'll watch, the highlights or certain matches and stuff like that.
There's been a lot of promo cutting between the two of them, and then, that's why it was nice. This match was a nice, culmination of all those promos that sometimes hit, sometimes didn't.
Well, and that's kind of how Wyatt rolls, realistically, is it's like a butt ton of promo cuts and then match time.
And then a match. Yeah, and usually a solid match, so, at least we have that. Then we had, I think, my match of the night.
Were you going to say who won that one?
Who? Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt? Yeah. Oh, Finn Balor won. I didn't say that?
No.
Finn Balor won. So, then my match of the night, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins versus Sheamus and Cesaro. This match had everything. We got some color due to Cesaro breaking out his front two teeth on the post. The metal surrounding the post, he literally lost no front two teeth. Really hoping I can find a picture of that. This was an amazing match. I mean, everybody shined. Everybody had their spots. The Cesaro thing kind of sent it over the top for me, but then just the way it kind of played out and just the end, the double team sequences, that sequence where Sheamus has him in was it like white noise, and then Cesaro had him in almost a power bomb, and then they white noise, and then power bombed, like, what was it, Ambrose onto Rollins?
Yeah. Or no, Rollins.
Or, I mean, Rollins onto Ambrose. Yeah. Ooh, that was vicious.
Ambrose was hot in this match, dude. He shined probably more than he's shined in a match in a while, realistically.
This has been probably the best for Ambrose. You know what I mean? Reuniting him with Seth Rollins. This has been the best for his character, for sure.
Yeah, I would completely... Well, and it's almost like... It's not even necessarily just his character, I would say. His wrestling has been super good in this sort of reuniting feud stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He's put up much better spots than normal. He seems less, like... I don't want to say lazy, but less lazy.
Well, maybe lazy, but also, like, he doesn't have to... His gimmick was kind of getting a little stale. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's kind of like revitalized it. But either this is my match of the night for sure. Rollins and Ambrose retain, which is the right decision. So that Sheamus and Cesaro, look at Cesaro missing his teeth. It's pretty gruesome. So then, of course, after that amazing match, what do? Let's throw the women out. So then we had our women's championship match. Sasha Banks versus Bayley versus Emma versus Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss. This actually was a pretty decent match. It wasn't better than I was expecting, but it kept the crowd going from the tag team match.
Instead of completely kicking, like they're just pooped out and they're like, okay, well, don't really care anymore.
They were hyped so much from that first match that it carried in, I think, to the women's match a little bit. Everybody looked good. I mean, even Emma had some spots. Nia just kept getting knocked out of the ring.
But she looked the most powerful.
She did.
Because of how.
Well, they'd have to use all four women. Yeah. That's what I was going to say. They have to use all four women. Like, all four women, knocked her out multitudes of times. You had Bayley and Emma at one point on her legs, and then Sasha and Alexa kick her and power bomb her onto the apron because she was like standing on the edge.
Mean looking.
Yeah, or on the floor. Yeah. No, that was mean looking too because she landed on her neck like kind of awkwardly.
Oh yeah.
Even the ref kind of went out, checked, and then got back in. So not surprisingly, but kind of surprisingly, Alexa retains. So Alexa Bliss is still your women's champion, but it doesn't matter because no one is ready for Asuka. No one is ready for Asuka. So she's coming, and they finally set a date, TLC in Minnesota, which we will not be at. Asuka will make her debut.
Unless someone wants to throw some tickets at us.
What up? We can cover it for you. No, I'm pretty pumped for that. I've been saying I almost feel the title holder right now is literally just a placeholder for Asuka, and I think they're going to give it to her and push her so heavy. And if they want her to be face, then leave it on Alexa Bliss, who's kind of heel, but she gets a ton of cheers.
Right.
But like you said, Asuka's never been a face really or a heel. She's kind of like whatever suits the situation that she's in.
She just seems like she's I'm going to win kind of competitor.
Regardless. Yeah.
She's not like, I'm going to make friends or, like, I was a kid who loved wrestling and now I'm a wrestler.
Bayley, yeah.
Right. She's always just kind of been like,
I'm the best.
I'm here to win. Like, I don't really care what anyone, So the good version of what Roman Reigns, I guess, is trying to do.
Sure. So then after the women's match, we had our first, speaking of Roman Reigns, our first of 2 WrestleMania-worthy matches. John Cena versus Roman Reigns was the first one. I'll just say it disappointed. It was slow and methodical in the beginning. Roman was kind of dominating. It did get better in the middle and end part of the match, but I don't think it saved it from the slow start. So it was.
It honestly suffered from something they both kind of suck early parts in their matches, but usually their opponents can like make up for that. A great example is Cena versus AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Every single
AJ
one of those,
he
carries it in the beginning. Then Cena warms up and starts going, and then it's like, okay, it's game time. They're both really good now. Whereas this, it's like Cena did his usual kind of suck in the beginning, and Reigns is a decent wrestler, but by no means can he carry a match. So,
yeah. I mean, no, that's true. He can't really. But it was who won? Oh, Reigns won. Yeah. See, I even forgot who won. It was fine. I mean,
I think that's the biggest problem with this match. Nobody really cares who won.
They were chanting "You both suck" at one point, which was a nice touch.
I did like how Cena was like,
And
fine,
then,
you guys don't like me, I'll just leave.
And then I didn't really like that. He almost looked like he was being like overly cheesy in the beginning a little bit, and like
Well, that's kind of Cena
I don't know.
now.
It was just like I said, it underwhelmed. I didn't love it, but then Reigns won. Cena holds up Reigns' hand in the middle of the ring.
They boo.
They boo. Cena stays out there, bows, whatever. Then we got Enzo versus Neville, kind of like a palate cleanser after that, which I think was a nice touch that they pushed the cruiserweights that late in the card, and then gave them a decent amount of time. And it was actually a fun match. Like It wasn't long, it wasn't amazing, but it was fun. Enzo ends up pulling up the victory, and the new WWE Cruiserweight Champion, Enzo Amore, with a low blow. He used the title to kind of like as a distraction, and then when the ref went to put it away, he kicked Neville in the nuts and rolled him up for the pin.
Honestly, Enzo couldn't have won any other way.
No, it worked perfect for Enzo.
He can retain somewhat clean, but he can't win.
I think
clean.
you just keep doing this. I literally think you just keep having him
cheat.
Have him cheap the whole way through.
I don't disagree, but I'm saying
So.
if you had to pick one of those two matches to have him win clean, don't make it this one.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely. He had to beat Neville dirty because he's not going to beat Neville straight up. He's not
Right.
as good a wrestler as Neville, and he shouldn't appear to be either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So then we get to the finale: Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman. This was actually went about 10 minutes
we
or so.
thought it was going to be a
It
fiver
went-
for sure.
I thought it was going to go 5 minutes at most. It went about 10, maybe even 12. I didn't time it, but it went longer than anticipated. Brock Lesnar retains the Universal Championship, which is fine because it was a really good match. Braun looked like a beast.
Oh, yeah.
Braun took an incredible amount of damage from Brock.
Well, and Lesnar looked really strong too. So
Lesnar looked resilient.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? And the way he came back,
kind of
from
what
getting
he
his ass
needed
kicked.
because
He did.
Lesnar, especially
It made him look
within the last-
human. Well, it made him look human.
Well, I don't even mean that, but it made him look not just like a guy who will knock you out super duper fast, but if you can keep him in the ring for 10 minutes, you win. It's like it made him look like he can hang for a while
Right.
and showed off a little bit more of. I mean, this is honestly what separates Lesnar from Goldberg. Goldberg can't handle being in the ring that long or doing
Yeah, but
grapples.
Goldberg's not a wrestler.
Right.
You know what I
but
mean? Yeah,
but that's my point. Is this separates them?
Yeah.
This is why.
See, for me, it was more that it made him look vulnerable. He's always looked like such a monster.
Yeah, but
since
he
he's
looked
come back.
vulnerable
Even in
against
certain-
Joe.
Even in certain losses, to an extent, but you always felt like he was going to win. I didn't
Right.
really. There were points where I didn't know if Lesnar was going to
Yeah.
retain tonight. Even when he was fighting Joe, I always thought he was still going to retain the title. You know
I
what
don't know.
I mean?
There was a few times where I was like, dude, Joe might actually take
They had
it.
great matches, but I don't think for me there was ever a point where I
Right.
thought Joe was actually going to beat him.
That's
so
fair.
overall, I'm going to give this this pay per view. I hadn't really thought about it honestly. I'm going to give it a B plus.
Yeah, that's what I was
B
thinking.
plus. It was a good pay per view, not a great pay per view. There were some good matches. Again, not great matches. Nothing over the top, but nothing awful.
There were some pretty solid matches that I would like recommend for sure.
Everything
watching.
for me was almost north of middle, or like slightly north of middle, or slightly south of middle.
Yeah.
There's nothing way up or way down. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know. I guess I would. The only match I might disagree was
The tag team title
Yeah.
match, and that was my match of the night. But even that, I mean, that was a great match, but it wasn't you know what I'm
See,
saying?
but-
Like it was the strong. When you compare it to everything we watched tonight,
Right.
it looks so much better. But I think compared to even compared maybe with some of the Usos and the New
I
Day
don't
have
know.
been
I'd
doing-
watch that match again. I think that match was.
Yeah.
I think that was honestly. I'd put it on par with most of the Uso New Day matches.
I'm just saying, like,
I
you
think
know what
the
I mean?
tag
It
teams
was a great match.
for both shows are ridiculously strong right now and kind of carry both shows. To be honest,
So we agree. B plus. That's Wrestling in the Basement. I'm Thor. That's Brian. Basement Banner episode 94 up on the YouTube channel. Thor's Thoughts, Kingsman the Golden Circle up on the YouTube channel. Up on the YouTube channel shortly. Thor's Thoughts, Rick and Morty.
He almost couldn't think of that one.
I couldn't. New stuff all the time coming at you. Like, share, subscribe. Deuces.